Gems on the Road. History under the magnifying glass. Hello, I'm Diane Benoit. Welcome to a new episode of Gems on the Road, where science, art, and history come together to share the best-kept secrets of the gem world. Today, we delve into the story of one of the most imposing stones ever discovered, a gem that passed through royal hands, fascinated experts, and marked a turning point in gemology. A discovery that forever changed royal jewelry and still shines with unmatched majesty, the Cullinan diamond. This episode is the second part of our trilogy, the 3 most famous diamonds in history. In the first chapter, we spoke about the diamond most famous for the tragedies surrounding it. Today, we go to the opposite extreme, the largest and considered by many the most perfect diamond ever found, the Cullinan. How did this marvel of nature become part of the British crown jewels? What techniques were used to cut it? And why does it remain so significant more than 100 years later? Join me to discover the secrets behind this legendary jewel, the Cullinan diamond, the diamond of diamonds. They say some stones are destined to change history. A gem so imposing it prompted secret plans, espionage maneuvers, and even a movie-worthy postal operation. Get ready to learn how the largest diamond in the world was discovered. Imagine walking through a mine in South Africa. The sun beats down, dust floats in the air, and suddenly a glint on the wall stops you in your tracks. That's exactly what happened to Frederick Wells, the mine manager. While inspecting the area, he noticed something embedded in the rock. He drew his knife, carefully extracted it, and discovered the unthinkable. An enormous crystal. He had just unearthed the largest recorded diamond. To transport it to England without risk, a secret operation was organized. One ship departed with escorts and a decoy replica, while the real Cullinan traveled alone, concealed inside an ordinary box sent by mail. Thus began its journey, amid mysteries, expert hands, and royal decisions. From that first flash, its destiny was clear, to become a jewel worthy of the crown. On January 26, 1905, one of the most iconic moments in gem history occurred. That day, at the premier mine in South Africa, the Cullinan was found, a colossal, flawless diamond like nothing seen before. It was named in honor of Sir Thomas Cullinan, born in South Africa in 1862 of Irish descent. He was a prominent entrepreneur, owner of gold mines, and partner in the De Beers empire. His grandson, James Cullinan, continued that mining passion and became an expert geologist. And there, among those rocks, it appeared. It weighed 3,106 carats. To put that in perspective, the largest diamond found until then was the Excelsior, discovered in 1893 in the Jagersfontein mine, weighing 995 carats. The Cullinan tripled it. At first, they thought it was merely a fragment of quartz or some rare crystal. But when the geologists confirmed its identity, there was no doubt. Both the mine manager and the miner were handsomely rewarded. At that time, gemology as a formal discipline didn't exist, though mineralogy did. The most important study was conducted by Dr. Gustav Molengraaf, South Africa's most respected geologist. He performed a crystallographic analysis of the Cullinan and concluded something astonishing. The gigantic diamond was only a quarter of an even more monumental crystal. In other words, there could be 3 other pieces, even larger, hidden or lost in the mine. If that calculation is correct, the original would have weighed between 13,000 and 15,000 carats. We'll never know if those 3 missing parts remain intact or have themselves been fragmented. Mollengruff described the Cullinan as colorless and of exceptional clarity. Even rough under sunlight, it cast bluish-white flashes like ice. He called it a glesson, the purest, whitest, largest he had ever seen. Naturally, the news exploded. Premier Mineshares skyrocketed. The Morning Post and the Daily Express reported that the company's value rose overnight from £80,000 to over £7,240,000. For weeks, the diamond dominated stock exchanges worldwide. From that moment on, the diamond industry began to be written into financial markets. But the Cullinan story was not just one of luxury and brilliance. It was also a geopolitical tale. South Africa had just emerged from war in 1902, and no one wanted to bear the enormous economic and political cost of keeping that gem. Ultimately, after extended negotiations among the South African colony, Parliament, political parties, and the British royal family, it was decided that the diamond would be presented as a gift to the English crown. It wasn't exactly unconditional. There were political favors and debts to be settled. Its estimated value was £30 million. The agreement stipulated that the Cullinan be delivered in its rough form and that responsibility for cutting it would fall to the crown. All of this occurred under King Edward VII's reign. The deal was officially signed on October 19, 1907 by the Transvaal government. The British Crown needed someone truly exceptional to cut the Cullinan. They chose Joseph Astor, the legendary diamond cutter from Amsterdam and founder of the Astor firm. He already had an impeccable reputation, especially after cutting the famous Excelsior diamond in 1903, commissioned by De Beers. The Cullinan challenge was undoubtedly in capable hands, but this was no ordinary diamond. It was the largest ever discovered, so there was zero margin for error. The Astor team first created exact replicas in wax and crystal to practice each cut. Their goal: eliminate all possible imperfections without risking the actual stone. Tension in the workshop was at an all-time high. Astor's team spent weeks studying the diamond's internal structure, analyzing every nook with scientific precision, until finally the day of the first cut arrived. With a single blow, they split it in two. Legend has it that Astor was so nervous he died of a heart attack after delivering that first strike. In reality, his ritual was quite different. He opened a bottle of champagne and toasted the achievement because, yes, he succeeded. Yet not everything went smoothly. During the final cut, when separating the pieces destined to become Cullinan 8 and 9, the specially designed cleaving knife, forged with a powerful diamond dust alloy, snapped in two. New tools had to be designed to continue the more complicated cuts, especially for the two largest diamonds, Cullinan 1 and Cullinan 2. Finally, on September 12, 1908, after months of meticulous work, the project was completed. Asher's firm had performed an extraordinary feat. Security during the entire process was movie-worthy. The workshop operated like a bunker, with guards on duty 24 hours a day. And the result? The Cullinan was divided into 9 breathtaking stones. Cullinan 1, 530.20 carats, pear cut, known as the Great Star of Africa. Cullinan 2, 317.40 carats, cushion cut. Cullinan 3, 94.40 carats, pear cut. Cullinan 4, 63.60 carats, cushion cut. Cullinan 5, 18.80 carats, heart cut. Cullinan 6, 11.50 carats, marquise cut. Cullinan 7, 8.80 carats, marquise cut. Cullinan 8, 6.80 carats, elongated cushion cut. Cullinan 9, 4.40 carats, pear cut. On November 21st, 1908, all 9 stones were presented to King Edward VII. Since then, they have been part of the famed British crown jewels on display in the Tower of London. Each of those stones was carefully set into pieces that are essential components of the royal regalia. And so we come to the end of this episode of Gems on the Road, the podcast where science, art, and history meet. I hope you've enjoyed the story of the Cullinan diamond, the diamond of diamonds. Don't forget to follow us on our social networks. I'm Diane Benoit, and remember that every natural beauty has a story to tell. Until next time. This was Gems on the Road, the podcast where science, art, and history meet. I'm Diane Benoit. Thank you for joining me on this journey full of brilliance and knowledge. I invite you to keep listening and to share this space with those who also love discovering the magic behind gemstones. Don't forget to share this episode and follow us on our social media channels.